Sorry, I'm having one of those weeks where I cannot be bothered to watch an entire film. So I've decided to use the trailers as my source for reviewing the movie. Also, these trailers make me feel a little better about my own profession. Sure, it may suck watching 2 minutes of Teenage Mother, but at least that's better than watching 90 minutes of To Catch a Yeti. Seriously, fuck that movie! To Catch a Yeti, not Teenage Mother. I never saw Teenage Mother. The third part in our 42nd Street Forever collection is subtitled Exploitation Explosion. The fuck does that mean? Is this the one with exploitation films in it? Unlike the other ones in the series that I watched? I forgot that 4 Dimensions of Greta and Shocking Asia were kids' films. That's like instead of Dream Warriors, it was called The Nightmare on Elm Street 3. Freddy's in it. But maybe they're calling it Exploitation Explosion to throw us off. Maybe there isn't much exploitation in this entry at all. 1,000 convicts and a woman. Jesus Christ, what the hell kind of title is that? I see that working out about as well as 1,000 Amazon cannibal movies and a turtle. This was back when women were flaunted around prisons just to fuck with the convicts.
She's the warden's daughter.
Okay, if she's the warden's daughter, then he of all people should know to keep her far away from the convicts. Here, just give her a job as a human awning.
You're taking my son, man.
Do I look like a man?
No, but you do look a little like Mina Savari. Despite the title, the movie looks like a collection of scenes where several people want to do anything but have sex with her.
What's the matter? Can't you boys sleep?
No, not with you keeping us up all night like this. Warden will have my ass if you don't get lost. She does appear to like pissing off Daddy.
White man, black man, every man.
Well, except for bald men, I guess. Here's your problem. Your convicts are freely roaming around the yard unrestrained. And I did not count 1,000 convicts in this trailer. I do not support false advertising in my films. Otherwise, I'm sure I would have loved this movie. But let's switch it up a little bit and put the women behind bars in chain gang women who, look a lot like dudes. These titles are all liars. What's next? The revelation that I'm not really a cinema snob?
If you've ever wondered what hell was like, this is it.
Great selling point, movie. Go see this film if you want to experience eternal damnation. Can we get to the chain gang women, please?
Chain gang women. They lived by one golden rule. Take what you want.
Okay, but isn't that what made them end up on a chain gang anyway? Stealing things? Or massaging a man to death? This shit is getting harsh. They're beating prisoners in really bad jump cuts.
The most important thing would be to get out.
Okay, we kind of wanted you to stab him, but throwing it at him works too. That'll save us money on our effects budget. Why does it seem like this movie should be called 1,000 Convicts and a Woman? So it's not really false advertising, so long as you switch the titles around a little. And if you can't pick what shot you want to use, just use them all. I'll stick with Mike Figgis's time code, thank you very much. Like any of these trailers, it's gotta end with a good tagline.
Don't miss chain gang women. When you live like an animal, anything goes.
Finally, a movie that tells me it's okay to shit on the floor. Enough of these chain gang women and 1,000 convicts. Let's see some lead characters with a more lawful and steady profession.
Come and spend a night with the night call nurses, experts in their profession.
I should hope they're experts, cause I'm about to have a fucking stroke! Yeah, you could tell they love nursing, because they're always on boat trips and skydiving.
Nurses dispensing pills and thrills. They give out more than first aid.
I don't think this movie knows what a nurse is. Maybe I've just never been around a nurse at night, where people will try to murder you and old men will wake up and flash you. This is the kind of trailer where a Samuel L. Bronkowitz spoof ends and a real movie begins.
Then why did you have to go and do that?
Night Call Nurses exposes everything you've always wanted to know about nurses.
Do they at least know how to sterilize a wound? Because I'm fucking shot over here and I need a goddamn doctor! The trailer was only 41 seconds long, but don't worry, I'm sure more nurses will pop up soon enough. But first, a more inspiring saga.
Great American success story.
The story of what Bluto did after Animal House graduation.
Why don't you get rid of the bar? Sell it, lose it, jump it, but just get rid of it.
Okay, so he has to save his bar and is inspired by seeing people hold down women to be sprayed? Why is he even there? And what's his idea?
You're gonna sell girls in wet t-shirts.
No, I'm gonna have a contest, a wet t-shirt contest. We wet girls down, we have a contest. So, what do you think?
That's your great American success story? Saying that this film invented wet t-shirts is like saying the Bikini Car Wash Company invented car washes. And we all know that Rolls-Royce did that. Look, he's pulling out everything for his big idea. TVs, printers, a waitress.
The girls have gotta be luscious girls. I mean girls.
So no chain gang women, I take it? The biggest success here should be that they invented B-roll for every disco movie ever made. He's just going around spraying people. It looks like he invented being an asshole. And shouldn't the movie be named Wet T-Shirts? How could they be hot? That's very cold water. If these movies had noses, they would both be growing and stuck up someone's ass. Plus, the water seems to be giving a rather radioactive effect to your film.
Hot T-shirts. It'll knock your socks off.
That's the saying you're going with? Nothing along the lines of, with these girls, it's best to keep your shirt on. Whatever, they're both stupid. Next up, a movie that probably knows as much about teachers as the other movies do about nurses.
Now, ladies, one more word of caution. This is not Iowa.
Well, the sound man is clearly off for the summer because I didn't catch a word of that. Looks like not only do they have a marching band, but their own prison. And 30-year-old students as well.
Oh, shit! Then call me OJ!
I hope the reason you want to be called OJ is because you like the song Backstabbers, not because you like backstabbing. This seems like an entire movie made up of Bart Simpson pranks. Now I wish I went to summer school.
Only in America can a man go as far as he wants. You are so sensual.
No, I'm pretty sure harassment is a no-no in this country.
They can't resist the student body.
Wow!
And sleeping with your students is bad too. But it appears as though her taking naughty pictures is what gets her in trouble.
We've never had a scandal like this before, and we're not about to start now. But what?
I mean, it's okay for me to pose nude for you, but you can't pose nude for me.
We didn't come to this movie to see him naked. In fact, I didn't come to this movie at all. I'm just watching the trailer. On second thought, this is nothing like summer school. Where the hell is Chainsaw?
Whatever happened to the old values?
Apparently, old values went the way of teaching and nursing, because neither one of those things exist in these movies. I don't know what this next movie is, but I do not like watching a company that's named after an airport movie. Oh, more nurses. I guess I did promise that. Wow, already I like this movie better. At least this one has actually heard of the medical field.
They're the young nurses, and they're growing up fast.
They're over 18, right? Because I don't want to be embarrassed having my cock out in a public theater. This is the kind of nursing I can get behind.
It's a candy striper's job to make the patients stay in the hospital more pleasant.
This is not what we mean by pleasant.
It was pleasant.
Ma'am, I'm not questioning your methods. It's just that guy died of a heart attack like 3 hours ago. What is with these nurse movies and action on the high seas? These girls are just asking to be killed by Michael Myers in Halloween 2.
It used to be nice until you said, hey baby, let's go down to the Baja. And you forgot to tell me that piñata you picked up was full of Peruvian cocaine.
That tells me all I need to know about nursing in the 70s. Hospitals were run the same way as Saturday Night Live. A lot of cocaine. How else do you have a motorcycle chase in a nurse movie?
The young nurses. Join them. All you need is a private room.
And probably an illness or an injury. Otherwise, why are you in the hospital? And why do these people want to get picked up by an ambulance? That shit is expensive. next trailer we got is for Devil Times 5, which according to that guy with the glasses, this was a Cinema Snob episode. And by that, I mean the whole movie was featured on the website and was categorized as a Cinema Snob episode. I remember the old days when apparently Snob episodes were just the entire film. Honestly, come to think of it, that would actually be better than some of the early episodes.
Everyone has a secret nightmare about the ugliest way to die.
Ugh, I have that same nightmare, being killed during a sequence of subpar slow motion and editing.
What are you yelling about?
Little people!
Excuse me, they prefer to be called... I guess little people is right. This movie is like The Good Son if it were about quintuplets.
Because there is no way to survive the Devil Times 5.
Fantastic. Come see our movie because it'll kill you. I've said for years that the Little Rascals movie could have used a lot more murder.
Whatever you think they are, they're not.
Really? Because not only do I think that's Leif Garrett, but I'm pretty sure it is Leif Garrett. I suppose just dumping a bunch of piranha in a bathtub is a lot more entertaining than Piranha 3 Double D. If you ask me, these kids just need a good old-fashioned whooping. This is the only slasher film that's solved by simply taking away the killer's Game Boys.
They bring their own omen. And it is written in blood.
Get it? Because both this and The Omen have evil kids in it. Or, just very tall demons? Who the fuck are they? Good lord, if even I need a vacation from all of this, I'm sure the trailers do too.
This man and this woman are off to play house for a couple of days.
Boring! Where's the nurses and the chain gang women? And the nurses again.
The only trouble is, they're going to spend it in the house by the lake.
I don't see why that's a problem, unless you hate lakes for some reason. Clearly, these home invaders are just rude. They completely ignored the no trespassing sign.
My God, what's happening?
The house by the lake.
I know, you told me that already. And isn't this the movie with Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock and a magic mailbox?
A house of secrets. A house of evil. A house of pain.
Okay, I don't think it's the house doing this, just a few assholes who broke in.
The house by the lake.
Oh, thank you. What was the title again? Ah, fire. See? The lake should come in handy. The water will put out the fire. Just one more thing, can you tell me that title one more time?
The house by the lake.
Haha, thank you. Plus, this movie is an award winner.
Grand prize winner at the International Terror Film Festival.
As if that's impressive to me. That sounds nothing like Sundance.
A film scene. You'll run from the theater in fright.
Again, it is not a good idea to tell the audience that they will leave your movie early.
The house by the lake.
Boy, this movie sure is telling us the title a lot for a movie that's more commonly known as Death Weekend. I'm sure you all remember Guyana, Cult of the Damned, the Rene Cardona Jr. movie about James Johnson, featuring shit like this. So just imagine if he and his dad decided to do a movie about the 1972 Andes plane disaster. And it's from Paramount, too, so it'll be as classy as Friday the 13th 3D. Although I do like this trailer. I don't have to read the text to you. It reads it for me.
In 1972, a plane carrying 45 passengers...
I don't care. Get on with it. This movie is like alive if the title should have been dead.
The pilot of the plane made 3 fatal mistakes.
All 3 of them involving piloting a plane in a Rene Cardona movie. They're flying into a cocaine storm brought on by the young nurses. The good news is they crashed into the North Pole, so they can get their presents early this year. And somehow this avalanche is gonna shock their balls with a car battery.
There are 7 bodies in the snow. They can provide us with enough protein to survive for a month. We each must decide.
I'm sorry, I can't take cannibalism in the mountains seriously if Trey Parker isn't singing about it. I see this is a staring contest. The winner gets to eat the loser.
Survive. The most shocking true story of human endurance ever filmed.
I don't know. I once filmed myself watching Caps and Robertsons. That should count for something. These are the same people who can't film a shark movie without killing a dog. And speaking of sharks, it appears as if it's Shark Week. And now it's over. So instead of watching an entire shark film, just throw on the trailer for Shark's Treasure.
Somewhere in these waters, there's a treasure worth a fortune in gold.
Unused footage from the Jaws credits? Oh, now who could be scared of these? They're so tiny and adorable.
4 men are heading straight into the jaws of death.
Ugh, isn't it a little cheap to be referencing the much better shark movie, Jaws of Death? Maybe the movie should be extra classy and advertise its stuntman's death, like the similarly plotted treasure film Shark.
The captain. He thought he saw every hell on earth, but he never faced the terror of Shark's Treasure.
Which is why he's seen fighting something that's not a shark. And Yaphet Kotto is here to be pissed off Yaphet Kotto. A lot of badasses here.
And it's there between the rocks and the island. I can find that blindfolded with a bag over my head.
I guarantee the sharks will not care whether or not you look like the unknown comic. While there's some footage here that I'm not gonna show, it looks like the selling point for the film is to see real sharks get killed. So, fuck this movie. I think the real treasure is for the sharks when the filmmakers leave.
Shark's Treasure is like no other adventure you've ever seen.
True. Other than Jaws, there are no other movies about sharks, especially in the mid to late 70s. Nowadays, we add tornadoes to our sharks, but I'm too smart to sit through that movie again.
Shark's Treasure is a motion picture you will never forget.
Yes, for if you try forgetting it, someone will shoot you. I'm already sick to death of these movies. Can we throw some variety in here, please?
In the sheets or on the streets, they're volunteers for action. Candy-striped nurses.
Or, you know, another nurse film. Wait, what is this? A movie or a coloring book?
Oh!
Keep abreast of the medical world with the candy-striped nurses.
Ooh, tits puntastic. I take it these are the nurses?
Playing doctor was never so stimulating.
Well, it helps if you know the right people.
And it also helps if your vagina can talk.
Talk to your patients. Try to cheer them up.
And by cheering them up, I mean have sex with them, especially if they have a broken penis. Tensions are high. Apparently they had their own sports team. Ah, finally a reason for someone to be in the hospital in these flicks.
Candy-striped nurses.
When we give a physical, we really get physical.
I appreciate the hand job, but what I really need is actual physical therapy. I've got a broken tibia over here. What kind of hospital is this?
Can you direct me to the Arnhold Research Institute for Reproductive and Non-Procreative Function?
Huh? Oh, you mean the sex clinic.
Whoa, hold the phone. There's sex in this movie? And I can't say I was expecting the son of Sam to show up. Does every hospital have its own vigilante rape squad? And is it just me, or does it look like this hospital is run by Satan? Can we please get an actual plot in this film?
Now, what is the matter with you? Don't you ever get turned on?
You just can't say no.
No.
What are you doing?
Look, both know why you came here.
You're all alike.
What is this fucking movie about?
Fast relief. Take the candy-striped nurses and go straight to bed.
Because it's so boring, it'll put you right the fuck to sleep. And now let's get away from the teachers, the sharks, the nurses, the chain gang women, and let's move on to something a bit more wholesome and dignified. Fuck it, just put on a trailer about a hooker.
They're back again. Xaviera Hollander and her girls. Happy Hooker Goes Hollywood.
I guess I should say that The Happy Hooker Goes Hollywood is a sequel to both The Happy Hooker and The Happy Hooker Goes to Washington. So if you're confused by this trailer because you haven't seen the other films, what the fuck is wrong with you? Oh no, they've arrived in Hollywood and their first big break is taking a role in Chain Gang Women.
Have you slept with anyone interesting?
I don't know, does Scotty Schwartz count? From what I gather, it's a movie about a hooker wanting to make a movie about a hooker.
I want this book to be a blockbuster movie. You hear me? Give me the rights to this book. You get me this girl.
Boy, is that guy gonna eat his words when the movie flops. But it has all the sexy stars, like Mel from the Dick Van Dyke Show, and Adam West, none of whom I want to see in bed together.
Bouncy, bouncy.
Also, I don't need to hear Adam West saying bouncy bouncy, even if he is just talking about a ball.
How do you make movies? You make movies with money.
And don't forget the silly sound effects. Yeah, why not just throw a fart sound in there? What's it gonna do? Make the movie look more unattractive?
Starring Martine Beswick, Adam West, Phil Silvers, Richard Deacon, Army Archer.
Welcome to the world premiere.
None of these people I want to see fuck, so why would I go see this movie?
Xavier Hollander's Happy Hooker Goes Hollywood. She's coming to a theater near you.
She can come wherever the hell she wants, I'm still not gonna go see it. So have you exploded enough exploitation yet? Well, if not, just get the DVD. There's plenty more prison movies and happy hooker movies to choose from. I have certainly exploded in my pants, and it isn't because of the exploitation, it's because of the dynamite that I have strapped to my dick. You know, just to finish the job once and for all. Don't worry, it is for the best.
Are you serious? With a duck? 3 ducks?